Welcome here, Turnpike Lane, for In the Zone BBL Game of the Day. I am basketball commentator Josh Bett alongside Westminster Warriors star player Tosin. We're here to bring you the 4 fixtures that happened this weekend in the BBL Cup. We're going to bring you 2 highlights and discuss 2 more with the expertise of Tosin. Tosin, your thoughts so far on Friday night's games?
Friday night's games has been good so far. I would say, looking at how the Royals have been playing, the undefeated team, it's interesting to see how the rest of the season will go. But yeah, looking forward to discussing how things have gone.
Our first game, we're going to go down to the Southwest Country. It is nonetheless a derby. The hosts, Bristol City Flyers, taking on the Plymouth Raiders. We'll show you the highlights now.
Hassan. Beautiful move, floats it up and floats it in. Januska, no mistakes, it out to Taylor. Now Thomas fakes the 3, drives inside. Great ball movement from the Flyers, and the ball rattles around the rim, slowly gets the drop. The Flyers.
Yeah, Paul James holding his head there, couldn't believe he missed the layup.
Thomas jams it in the other end. Sand down low inside. Into Johnson, throws it down with a 2-handed slam. Skips it out wide to Thomas, who fakes the 3. Open 3 for Fred Thomas, and Thomas drains the triple. Thomas has to shoot from half court. Good. Here's Fred Thomas into Daniel Adozie. Daniel Adozie spins in the lane, strong finish in, 76 points to 52. Stolen by Taylor, and he hands off with Adozie, who throws it down with a 1-handed slam. It's all Bristol.
Well, first of all, that is a score I did not expect. Plymouth Raiders going out there unprepared. I mean, I think they shot something like only 4 3-point field goals. Tosin, how important is it to shoot well from the 3-point in the BBL?
Playing on the road, knowing that a team can shoot well from the 3 is always important to hit 3s. I mean, personally, I've been in a lot of games where you go to a home court, someone else's home court, you're not prepared, they shoot very well, and all of a sudden it's it could be a 20-point game if you're not careful.
Plymouth are chasing the game in the second half. When you're chasing the game, you need to come up with loose balls. But you can see Coach Paul James has got them in a full court press zone, and they're back into a 2-3 zone. And Bristol just move the ball really well, get open shots on the perimeter, and they punish them. I mean, what do you say about playing a zone in that circumstance?
Well, going in a zone is always the best way to stop a team who are not shooting it, encourage them to shoot in the corners. Again, it goes into the home court advantage. Shooting at home can result in, them still finding the open shots and being hot.
Okay, our next game, we go into the Midlands, the East Midlands. We go to a powerhouse dynasty started by Rob Paternostra, the Leicester Riders. They're at home in the BBL Cup as they face the Cheshire Phoenix.
Sayers again, open, nails it this time. Mix in the corner, Cartwright for 3. He knocks it.
Easy for him. Great finish from him there.
Muckford lines it up. He knocks a 3-ball down. I guess Cartwright pushing the ball. Good ball movement again. Sayers in the corner, knocks it his second.
In exchange for a better shot from his teammate for the 3.
It's Sayers lines it 1 up. He knocks. Mockford looks at another 3, and Andy Thompson to reply, and he does. Neyman right from deep. Looking for a room in the post. Nice give and go with Anderson with the 1-hand. Great look. What a clock down. Mockford, big shot, and nails a big shot. Big 3.
Jackson Cartwright finds an open Ben Mockford. Huge 3.
Well, Tosin, what a match. That is one fixture I did not expect it to go that way. But, Cheshire Phoenix, fair credit to them. They come out 7 3-pointers in the first quarter. Louis Sayers, Ben Mockford, Jackson Cartwright as well. They built that lead and then just seemed like Leicester never got back into it.
Well, that's how it goes. I mean, it's quite the opposite to what we said about the Plymouth and Bristol game, I believe. Sometimes you shoot well. What doesn't happen in 10 years can happen in 10 seconds. Leicester didn't shoot anywhere near as well as Cheshire were able to, and that's a credit to their system and their shooting. Louis Sayers is a hell of a shooter.
I mean, let's look at the history of the Leicester Riders. Go back to the 2002-03 season. They had 3 wins in the BBL, and they looked rock bottom of the BBL. But since Rob Paternostra's come in, he's built a dynasty in Leicester. I mean, they own their own arena. They got great foundations with the youth system. But, last year, playoff champions, is it fair to say that everybody's going to look to go after them?
It's easy to see that Leicester have been a dominant club of recent, and why wouldn't people have their targets on them?
Well, I mean, unbelievable fixture it was. Fair play to the Cheshire Phoenix. Great game for them. Question is, can they shoot like that every game going into the rest of the season? But now let's move on. Another game across to the West Midlands. London City Royals one of the only defeated teams in the BBL against another undefeated team, the Worcester Wolves. We'll be back.
So they can protect the basket very well.
Yeah. They're the right shots to take, and then when you're taking the right shots, and it's just not just like the way how smooth he operates.
And that's Orland. Worcester have to force the shot.
Yeah.
It's out to Josephs in the corner. And it's
Good.
And a great.
Now you got to make up for it. Get a stop. Someone get a stop. Make up for it. Okay. Score.
Wolves need to force a 5 seconds here. And that's game.
Well, we said it come to fine margins. Wolves had the shot to win it.
Yeah.
What a game. Exactly as I expected. Now, let's talk about this game because with no Andrew Lawrence in the lineup, I thought Royals were going to be down, but many players stepped up. Matt Scott stepped up. LVC Dusha stepped up. Orland Jackman, he's been the Royal player all season so far and last season. Your thoughts on this game?
Firstly, shout out to Orland. Orland's really balling out. I mean, he's got a double-double. I mean, at least the Royals games that I've watched so far. He's really taking his role as captain. He's taking it to the hole. He's shooting the three. He's playing really good. Another thing which I realize is that it's not about how many you score, but exactly when and how you score. LVC, he only had 2 points, but those 2 points came clutch. And coming clutch is what the BBL needs. And, kudos to you, LVC, man. You're doing well. And lastly, let's not forget about Matt Scott, who's shooting off the dribble on every chance that he can. The guy's lefty. He's shooting. He's pulling up. He's also chasing down the rebounds. Hell of a player.
Well, Matt Scott's just come into this league and he's taken it over himself. I mean, he's not an individual player. He's got Andrew Lawrence, LVC Douche. He's got the Lab Twins, Will Neighbor, Orland Jackman, as you said. But this guy, the first 2 games I saw him at Crystal Palace, this is a small forward / shooting guard that can just rebound, get you 10 rebounds a game. But I got to give a lot of credit to the Worcester Wolves. Now, let's go back to the 2014-15 season. Playoff champions. They had the likes of Zaire Taylor, Alex Awumi, author of the Gaddafi's Point Guard. That is a book that you should definitely buy. But since Paul James left the club has gone through a sort of identity crisis. Now, Jordan Williams, love this guy to bits. You look at him, he is the Hulk of the BBL. Nobody is as strong as Jordan Williams. Kofi Josephs, the basketball assassin, as I call it. And they got the new player, Cortez Isaac. This is a strong team. But the one player who didn't perform very well in this game, it's a 1 game off, take nothing away. He's an unbelievable player, Cortez Isaac. How crucial was it for him to perform well in this game?
Well, the thing about Cortez Isaac, everyone knows how good he can play. He can attack the hole, he can shoot. I guess just on the night, ultimately, losing by 2, you can only think by, what does a player average and expecting more. But, I'm sure he'll become ready next week and, they're all going to the drawing boards. One thing I'll say about Worcester as well is that Matt Newby has done a great job in changing the culture there. They finished, let's say, rock bottom of the BBL table last year, and they've been, this is their first loss now. So they're doing very well.
Well, one thing I've got to give credit to Matt Newby. I know the guy very well. He's a good friend of mine. Matt Newby started it at Leeds Carnegie, and then they went to Leeds Force. Now, a lot of teams coming into the BBL in their first season have gone 0-38 in their years at the BBL. Leeds Force went in, and they surprised a lot of people. Matt Newby, I think, is one of the best motivators, as you said, in the game. And why coming into Worcester, he's been able to implement what he knows from the Bucks and the university system and the BBL experience he has as a coach. So I definitely believe in my mind, Worcester's got a bright future. Now, 2 weeks from now, Worcester are going to the Palace. That's going to be a big game, not to say the least.
That's going to be a big game. I mean, it's going to be a matchup where the same teams go off and, everyone's going to have revenge in their blood. You're going to have the Royals trying to maintain the crown, as it were, and you're going to have Worcester trying to show them that, look, we can give you an L as well.